What's going on, y'all? Welcome to this month's State of the Bay. We got a lot of stuff to unpack here. We have finally hit some colder weather. The trout are responding well. The sheepshead bite is on fire. Redfish bite is on fire. We're going to unpack all that here in this episode. But before we get into that, first thing I want to cover down is on our sponsors. We couldn't do things like this without our sponsors, and I do appreciate them. But our first sponsor is Taylor CPA. I use Taylor CPA for all of my tax needs. So if you're looking for a good CPA to handle your taxes this tax season, be sure to check out Jason Taylor with Taylor CPA. Number down below. They also handle business all along the Gulf Coast, so from Texas to Florida, they can take care of you. Next is Yellowhammer Fishing. Be sure to check out Eddie Murphy down in Theodore, Alabama for all of your kayak fishing needs. They got a whole bunch of different kayaks, whether it be pedal drive kayaks, paddle kayaks, or kayak accessories. I'm sure they got exactly what y'all are looking for. They also carry a number of utility trailers. So if y'all are looking for utility trailers to take up to the camp, maybe y'all are preparing for turkey season, whatever the case may be sure to check them out for all your kayak and trailer needs. Next up is Sea to Swamp down in Goshen, Mississippi. This is the only tackle store I use. I head down there, I check out Rocky Brooks. They carry all sorts of different jig heads and lures and different things that I can't find anywhere else, like death grip jig heads. You can't find those really anywhere else, and they carry them. They carry everything that I need and that I use on the water. So if y'all are looking for some good tackle, be sure to head over to Sea to Swamp in Goshen, Mississippi. Check out Rocky Brooks. All right, so getting on to the events that we have going on in the area this month. First up, we have the BILOXI Boat Show that is February 11th through the 13th. Always a pretty big deal here on the Gulf Coast. I'll be out there a couple of days. But yeah, we got the BILOXI Boat Show. Next up is the Battle of the Grubs invitation only Speckled Trout tournament. That is a 5 trout stringer, and you're looking for about 16, 17 pounds to even have a chance at placing. This is a tournament that I'm fishing this month. Looking forward to it. Artificial only Speckled Trout tournament, and that is February 12th. Next up is the MBKFA Sheepshead tournament. That is February 19th, third weekend in February. And yeah, we're looking, I believe it's a 3 sheepshead stringer, something like that. I think there's a black drum category in there too. But should be a fun event. So if y'all are kayak anglers, be sure to check out the MBKFA and look into this tournament. All right, so getting into fish patterns and what y'all can expect for the month of February. First thing is speckled trout. So speckled trout fishing right now has been amazing, and it's mainly due to our water temperatures finally getting down to where they need to be, which is in the upper 40s, low 50s. That's bringing those speckled trout schools really, really tight, and they're finally up into the creeks that are off of the main bodies of water, the main rivers around the bay. Areas like Halls Mill Creek are really starting to hold a lot of speckled trout. Rabbit Creek, all of those creeks off of Dog River are looking good right now. All the creeks off of Bon Secours on the other side of the bay are starting to look good. Magnolia River's got a couple of good creeks where the fish are stacked up in there. So the speckled trout are finally up in these creeks, and they're going deep up in the creeks. But if you're out there and you're looking for these speckled trout, you need to be looking in 2 places. One is going to be the deepest areas where the channels are, 12, 16 feet, whatever you got. In Halls Mill Creek, there's a few areas where the creek channel is about 12 feet deep. It's about the deepest area of that creek. And finding those deeper channels and just working bigger swim baits, working them very slow coming through there, or working Ned rigs. I went out yesterday and smashed a trout on a Ned rig setup. So slower baits in deeper water are going to be key right now. The other area to target in these creeks are going to be your really sharp bends. The sharper the bend, typically the deeper that bend is going to be, because it's redirecting that water, right? When you got a sharp turn in a creek, all that water from that current is hitting that bank and being redirected around, which cuts it out. So if you're looking on Google Earth and you're seeing U-turn style bends and things like that, it's a good indication that that's probably a very deep bend. And typically those areas are going to stack up right now with speckled trout. So the deepest areas where your channels are, and then your bends are going to be holding a lot of speckled trout. And once again, these are in the creeks off of your rivers that are around Mobile Bay. All right, so getting into sheepshead, something we haven't really talked about on State of the Bay, but this time of year, the sheepshead are thicker than ever, and one of the best places to target them is the rigs around Mobile Bay, especially the ones out in the middle of the bay down around Dolphin Island. They're very, very deep, 16, 20 feet or so, and they're stacked with sheepshead. So whether you want to drop some crabs down there, some live shrimp, free lining them, throwing them around the rigs, you can stay bowed up on sheepshead just about all day long. Another area to look for sheepshead are going to be the jetties down around Fort Gaines on Dolphin Island. So if you don't have a boat, you want to hit it by foot, you can go out there, throw you a simple little rig out with some live shrimp. You're going to catch plenty of sheepshead on those rocks right now. Another area are going to be the pilings on the docks around Dolphin Island. And getting into redfish. So if you're wanting to go out and target a lot of redfish, look no further than your marsh systems. Now with your northern winds that we're having coming through, strong 30-mile-an-hour north winds that are pushing through, our marsh systems are pretty doggone shallow right now. However, if you look on the maps and you start to find these deeper channels like they have around Heron Bay, West Fowl River is a very good area. Look for those deeper channels out there around the marsh systems, and those areas are going to be stacked with not only slot reds but also bull reds. So if you want to go out there and target a lot of bull reds, those are going to be very, very good places for y'all to target them right now. Y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this segment of State of the Bay. I hope this stuff was helpful. If it was, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.